EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for January 12th, 2024. It is Friday. The Friday video forecast is proudly sponsored by McCall Collective Brewing. McCall is a family-owned and operated brewery with 2 locations in the Lehigh Valley. Their original Southside Allentown location is at 102 East Susquehanna Street. And their second location, McCall Collective Tap House in Trexlertown, is located at 7743 Hamilton Boulevard. Both locations are open 7 days a week and have a full food menu, plenty of beer to choose from for both dine-in or takeout, along with local wine and cocktails. New beer releases this week, including a cranberry tangerine blonde ale at 6% ABV on draft and to go. That sounds tasty. For more details about that and all of their upcoming events, please visit their Facebook page, or to place online orders, visit their website, mccallcollectivebrewing.com. Proud sponsors of the Friday video forecast. So I have no interest whatsoever in spending 12 minutes of your time and my time doing a video. So we're going to kind of breeze through this for what's expected here over the next 24 hours, okay? Because I just don't want to spend a lot of time in the synoptics like I did all week. And the good thing about a YouTube video here is that it's on the YouTube platform is I can breeze through this, and if I'm going too fast and you're like, what did he say? You can always go back and watch it again, or go skip back about 15, 30 seconds and catch what I said. Okay, so we do have rain moving in, but the entire day today is not going to be it's going to be rain free. We're just dealing with increasing clouds today, and that's it. So your Friday during the day is fine. It's overnight, evening and overnight, that we have this rain moving in. Could start off as a little bit of snow in our far northwestern areas when you get up by like Tioga County, Clinton County. It's going to be way up there for any kind of snow at the onset, but this is primarily a rain event that is going to end rather quickly. This is a shorter duration deal. Comparatively speaking to Tuesday, this is not nearly as much precipitation, although it is going to be a significant amount just because we've had so much rain dating all the way back to December, and we talked about that this week too. Again, I don't want to repeat myself too much here, but we're not dealing with a long duration or very heavy rain deal. I think we're on either side of an inch, 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches. I think you're somewhere in that range today. Some areas might actually get lower than 3/4 of an inch. That's possible too. Okay, here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar starting this off here at 6 p.m. this evening. Okay, so this is, it's still not in our area yet. It's going to start moving in from southwest to northeast and during the course of the evening. And again, up here in the far northwestern areas, Clinton County, maybe parts of Lycoming and Tioga might start off with snow very briefly. This is not going to be a repeat, though, of what we had with that surprise snow at the onset on Tuesday, which was coming in the morning. This is coming in later in the day when the temperatures are a little bit higher. As you see above me, temperature spread today is 44 to 47. Okay, so we're not going to be starting off quite as cold as we did on Tuesday morning when this came early and it was already cold from the overnight, right? This is a little bit different. So we have rain moving in during the evening, and then you're going to have a semblance of a squall line here. This does not look as pronounced as it did yesterday, and I really don't think this squall line is going to be that big of a deal, kind of like we saw with Tuesday. It looked like a real big deal, and then it wasn't, right? It was, we had some gusty winds, but it were pretty much confined down here in our southeastern areas across the southern Delmarva, and I think they're dealing with that again today. It's just a chance for heavy rain for a short amount of time. So at any given location, this is starting off here, this is going to be done here, it looks like, in about 6 or 7 hours, okay? So it's not a long time for rain to occur, so we're not going to have 2 to 3 inches of rain with locally 4-inch amounts like we had on Tuesday. This is going to be quick in and out, and then that's it, okay? It will come down heavy for a while, don't get me wrong, but you will have a limited time that we're dealing with this rain, and this moves out in the wee hours in the morning, several hours after midnight, probably between 2 and 4 a.m., it looks like. It's out of our region, and that moves completely out by that point. So here's what we have for total precipitation. Again, anywhere between 3/4 of an inch and 1.25 is what we're dealing with in most areas. There could be a few areas that go slightly under, and if you're going to see an area that goes slightly under, it's going to be our far southeastern areas down here across southern New Jersey and Delaware, where you might just get to about a 1/2 inch or 0.6 or something like that. It's going to be close, but it's nothing going to be too crazy today. So there are these areas right in here, all right? So you might be a little bit less there. But everywhere else, 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches today. Pretty cut and dry. And then the wind part of it is also not quite as high as what we saw on Tuesday. We will increase this as we get toward the evening. And I see a lot of gusts here in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range. Once the precipitation is about to end, it might increase a little bit, especially in areas of elevation. You might get up to 45 or so, and that would be up here across the Poconos. But the rest of us are generally between 25 and 35, maybe some gusts in the upper 30s as terms of peak gusts, but that's probably about it. I think the bigger story here is going to be the cold air advection-related wind gusts that come in behind it on Saturday, and we talked about this in previous videos too. A lot of 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts expected during the daylight hours of Saturday, especially in the afternoon. I think is when your highest gusts are going to be, and this is going to continue overnight, where it's still going to be breezy overnight. It'll slack off a little bit as we head toward daybreak on Sunday, but then again on Sunday we have some more gusty winds coming in. So it's going to be a windy weekend, all right? It is going to be dry this weekend, partly cloudy both days, and windy, as you see the wind icon above me. Now, I will say something about Saturday here. Those numbers that are above me, 42 to 54, that's going to occur early in the morning, and then temperatures are going to drop throughout the day through the 40s and then the 30s. So you will have falling temperatures behind this as this trough settles in, and it's going to stick around for a while. We have some very cold temperatures going ahead in the week ahead, with some most areas not getting out of the 30s or lower 30s for highs for most of this stretch, and some days like Wednesday, for example, might not get out of the 20s across the entire region. But we do have the next one we want to look at beyond this, which is a system that is projected in the generally either around Tuesday, centered around Tuesday. Okay, the timing's been moving around a little bit. The evening runs this evening are starting to come in a little bit later, like later Tuesday night, instead of Monday night into Tuesday, so we still have to work out the timing a little bit. This will be pushed back a little bit. But there's a couple things going on here. Here's the European model that ran today, and everybody was ready to jump off a bridge here today for a snow lover because this thing just completely whiffed. This is the 12Z run of the European model and completely whiffed and kept it very progressive and far southeast of the area, not even a flake across our region with this particular model. I will say this is a little unusual for the European model because the European model usually likes to amp up systems on the East Coast, and the bias for the GFS is to be a little bit too progressive. So this is something that you would typically see with the GFS model, and what's funny is they're role reversing right now. So the GFS is actually the more amped up system, and the European model is actually the more progressive system. And it all deals with how fast the cold air is coming in with the northern stream, and we don't know it's a timing issue. That's all this is. It's a timing issue. And since this is 5 days away, which is actually close to 5 days, even if you're watching this in the morning on Friday morning, because this is no longer coming in on Monday. It never was a Monday deal, but it might not be till later Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll see. But this is the European model keeping this far to the southeast. However, GFS that ran this evening. This is Monday night. Nothing going on yet. We get to Tuesday. This is Tuesday afternoon. Still nothing going on yet. It's not until the overnight and then the first part of Wednesday. But you see what it does. It brings us up the coast and gives you a snow event across the region. So exactly how this plays out is still in question. I do think there's a good chance, not only based on the GFS here, but I mean the Canadian model, the ensembles especially are still on this. So I think it has been a winter storm signal for a while in our long range outlook, which by the way I'm updating today again. But I think this is something that is going to produce snow across the region. I don't buy this solution, which is keeping this far offshore and progressive and out to sea and not a single flake. Is it possible? Yes, of course it is. But I just don't buy it right now. Okay, I really think it's going to be something that gives at least some snow to the region. It might not be a major snowstorm, but we do have some accumulating and possibly high ratio snow to deal with on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday night and Wednesday. I mean, the timing's a little off right now, depending on what model you look at. So we will continue to visit that here in the week ahead. And luckily, I won't have to talk about this rain system coming in tonight, which is very similar to the one on Tuesday, just not as impactful as Tuesday, with a lot less rain, wind not quite as high, and not as long duration. We'll revisit this in the coming days here and see where we trend from here. But I'm thinking we're probably not going to have a better idea until at least Saturday. When the energy pieces are onshore, we can sample the northern stream, see how fast and progressive it is, which will dictate what this storm does and where it tracks. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for January 12th, 2024. Have a great Friday.